Today we're looking at the Yale Assure Lock to Touch. This smart lock has biometrics, so for fingerprint reading, you have your PIN code, you have a key, you can use the app access, and this is what we liked about it, its flexibility. Although, with so many capabilities, how long does the battery last? Because while we love to have so many features, that is something some people might be considering before getting their hands on this smart lock. So this is what we'll look at today, but starting with the unboxing and the installation, and then we'll do some testing. All right, let's get to it. Now inside the Assure Lock 2 Touch, we have the keypad right here, and as you can see, since we decided to go with the keyhole, you see it right here to fit with your key. On the side, you have your cable to connect with your interior lock right here. So talking about the interior lock that we have, you can see it right there. And again, you need to push down and unclip this so you have access to the module, so the Wi-Fi module that you would put here, and also your batteries. Again, everything is included. So you have your batteries here that you can plug in, and also your smart module right here. Now, if you need to reset something on your interior door lock, you have a reset button that you have access right here, and you can use the reset key that they provide inside of the box. So you just slide it in, you go push the button, and you will be able to reset your lock. Next is the deadbolt that you have right here. So again, it can fit your locks depending on the size, so you can switch it up like this, and then it's longer. And if your door is a bit shorter, well, you can switch it up like so. Also, we have the golden key, so the key access to fit in your keypad. We have the back plate for the connection between the keypad and the interior lock. Here we have some screws, so longer size screws for your deadbolt right here. And we have a bag of different screws, so shorter screws for your deadbolt and also longer screws, so for the installation of the interior lock. And the keypad, we have a different deadbolt plate, and also the door sensor, so to monitor when the door is closed or open. So this is what we have in the box. This is all you need to start your installation. Again, remember to follow the guide if you have any question, or go on the Yale website. You will find all the documentation needed to do the install, but for now, just watch this video and we'll make it as clear as possible for you guys. All right, let's do the install right now. Now, one thing to note before you start your installation is that you have this metal ring behind the outdoor keypad. And this is an adapter that you can remove, so it really depends on the size of the hole on your door. So before you start drilling anything else, just look and see. Like right now with the adapter, it doesn't fit, so I just removed it, and you can place the keypad directly on the door and it fits perfectly. Now, the first step you'll need to do is actually put your deadbolt in. So make sure you have the right length of the deadbolt. As we've shown in the unboxing, you can change the length. When you've put the deadbolt in, you can put your outside keypad. So you just pass the wire and pass also the rod inside, and it should be able to clip directly like so. So right now it's not solid, but we will solidify it in just a second. So to solidify it, you just use the back plate that we had. You put the screws that are included. Now make sure you hold the keypad when you screw it in, or else it will just push it down and it will fall on the ground. Now there are 2 screws to put, so be sure to put both of them to make sure it is well secured. Next is putting the lock. So as you can see, there are yellow dots on the lock and also on the wire. So this is the right side where you need to put the cable. This way you can connect the cable to the lock. Now that the cable is well secured, you can put the lock on the bracket. Now the way to do it is actually clip the bottom part and after the top part on the bracket. And now you just need to screw, so there is a screw on the lock itself to secure it to your door. So it's right in the middle behind the batteries. So you screw that and your lock will be secured. Now to make sure that everything works properly, you can test your lock like so. It's working. So next step is the batteries. So the batteries are in, we hear a little sound. Now we'll also put the module that was with our kit. So we went with the Wi-Fi module. Once that in, you can start to scan the QR code on the side to register your lock. And once this is done, well, you can just close everything, test your lock again, and proceed with the registration on your smartphone. Now, I will not go over all the settings, but there is some important ones that you will need to know. So for example, there's a ton of automation you can do. So to auto lock your door, so by clicking on auto lock, I can enable it and I can set it on a timer or being instant. And from there, I can set an auto locking time. So again, this can be really helpful if you're the kind of person that forgets to lock your door. So you just set a timer to 30 seconds. So when you leave, you're making sure that your door will lock. And you also have this option for auto unlock. So this is using geofence technology. So every time you enter the perimeter of your smart lock, so it's about 200 meters, well, it will auto unlock as soon as you get in there. So this way, if you come back for the grocery stores, you have all your bags, instead of pulling out your phone, the door will be already unlocked for you. You also have the door ajar timing. So for this, you can actually create smart alerts. What that means is that if you leave your door open for a long period of time, maybe you thought you closed it, but it's still open a little bit, well, you would receive a notification to your phone. Because again, it might not be you, it might be kids, it might be someone else that not closed the door properly, so you will be notified right away. Next, we're looking at door sense. So this is the little door sensor that is included with your smart lock. So when you install it, so what that does pretty much is just let you know if the door is open or closed. So you have this status because of the door sense. So it's important to install it at the right height, so really next to the Yale logo, and this way it will be able to calibrate properly and also give you the right information about your door. So inside the keypad settings, you have the one-touch locking option. You also have the keypad security. So inside, the unit will shut down for this amount of time. So if a code is entered wrong. So for example, here we have a 6-try limit, but after that, it will lock the door. So lock the access to use the PIN code for 1 minute. You can upgrade that all the way to 3 minutes. So this makes sure that people don't try too much random code to try and enter your premise. And you also have the operating modes. So right now it's at normal, but you also have vacation. When you put vacation mode, it means that you can lock and unlock the door with the application, but the master code and the user's code will not work to unlock the door. So that means that if you're not there for a long period of time, it makes sure that people cannot just go there and try different pins to enter your house. Now, when looking at the Yale website, you have multiple customizable options for the Yale Assure Lock 2. And which one should you choose? For example, there's also this one, which is the Yale Assure Lock 2 Plus. So this one integrates with Apple Key, meaning that you can use your Apple Watch or your phone to open a door with Apple NFC, so which can also be really practical. For us, we believe that the touch kind of brings all this versatility we wanted. And that is a great solution for most people, especially if you have kids, because of all the fail-safe options you have to unlock your door. As we mentioned, there is the PIN code, there is the fingerprint, there is the key. You can use your application to unlock the door wherever you are if you are the owner, because if you're a guest, you can only unlock it in Bluetooth range. But again, all of this makes it really practical to use. So if your kids forget their key at school, for example, well, there's always a backup plan. And what is nice is that inside the application, you can actually create users that only have access with either a PIN code or a fingerprint, which again, I find ideal for kids. So we're gonna walk you through how to actually register your fingerprint, and it's really easy. All you need to do is access the users, and from there you click on invite and you go on fingerprint only. Now you need to name that person, so for example, Pipl Systems, and you need to associate them with the right door, so front door in that case. And from there, all you need to do is select one of their fingers and put it on the Yale logo to be able to save it to the fingerprint. Now, you need to do it a bunch of times. And what we figured out is that if you always input the same way, so using, for example, your thumb and you always do the same thing, well, you might not be able to unlock your door in the future. And the reason is that you need to always be on the same way to unlock your door with your thumb. So it's better to try and move your thumb around just a little bit. And you will see, yes, you will get mistakes with the red light, but most of the time you will still get green lights by moving it around. And think of it as when you register your fingerprint to unlock your laptop, to unlock your phone, you always need to show all the facets of your finger. And it's because you can move around, so you want to be able to unlock it whether you're like this or like that. And again, this is something we saw in the feedback reviewing this lock, is that people were having trouble with the fingerprint reader. So this is a way we kind of figure out how to make it work 99% of the time like they like to advertise on their website. Now for the batteries, there are no real indicators to tell you that the battery is low until it is low. And honestly, it's kind of frequent, and it's all because of the Wi-Fi module that I love so much. So with the Wi-Fi module, I can give a temporary PIN code to visitors when I'm not there. I can look if the door is locked even though I'm at work, and just open my app and lock it if I forgot to do so. So it gives you so much power over your smart lock, but at the same time, it really is a power hog. It consumes a lot of power, which makes it so the battery will last up to 3 to 4 months. So you need to change them 4 times a year, 3 times a year. But there is a good alternative depending on what other devices you're using. So for example, if you have Z-Wave devices at your place like alarm.com, Ring Alarm, you can buy the Z-Wave Plus module and put it inside of your smart lock. And this way, the batteries will last up to 12 months because it consumes way less power than the Wi-Fi module. So consider that there is different modules you can buy on the Yale website. So this way you buy the Bluetooth version of the product and you can buy the other modules separately. We hope this video was useful. Again, like and subscribe. I'm Jeremy from Pipl Systems, and we'll see each other on the next one.